Alright guys, I am back with the final episode of Dexter Season 7. Surprise motherfucker. And this is episode 12. It's been a long season, and I can't say I've really enjoyed most of it. It started off good, but then it just turned into this whole Hannah McKay, Dexter, LaGuerta, and then it just ended and nothing really changed. So obviously this is a review of the season finale, so there's going to be a ton of spoilers here. But yeah, the last episode, Dexter meets Joey Quinn. Quinn takes his face off to reveal James Dokes, and he says, "Disguise, motherfucker." No, of course that's not what happened, but that would have been more exciting. So anyways, God, after watching this episode, these people are sick. Dexter, Deborah, they're just sick people. We know Dexter has problems, but he always had his code, okay? He had the code to where he would only kill serial killers and other criminals or who did really, really bad things. And now he's just turned into this selfish character. Deborah's followed him. And I mean, we've always kind of pulled for Dexter. In the first season, the first few seasons, or at least the first couple seasons, Dokes was always the asshole. A lot of fans, myself included, we didn't like James Dokes because he was after Dexter, and we all liked Dexter so much. But in reality, Dokes was the good guy. Dexter's the bad guy. And it's just funny that everybody's rooting against Dokes. But man, after watching this episode, I was rooting for LaGuerta in this episode. I was like, bust his ass. And then when she takes him through the station and everybody's like freaking out and saying, "LaGuerta, what are you doing? It's Dexter." And he has that story where he twisted on her. I don't know. I just found myself rooting for LaGuerta. I wanted some type of justice to be served here. She worked hard to prove that Dexter was behind this and find some type of justice. And when she was about to get it, it was taken from her because of more lies. And Deborah getting involved and trying to cover up Dexter's tracks and then almost getting busted herself with that DVD of the gas station footage. And then the only way to fix this is to kill someone who's innocent and just doing their job and has always defended you. So it's kind of like one of those things where they stabbed her in the back to protect themselves. And Deborah didn't really need to do that. So it was, I don't know, I know I'm all over the place here, but that's just my initial reactions after watching this episode. Yeah, it's so weird because, man, I was a huge fan of this show. First 4 seasons, I loved. Season 5, I thought I went downhill, but I gave it a break because it's impossible to follow Season 4. No matter what they did, it wasn't going to live up to that. So I was like, okay, Season 6... maybe not the best writing in the world, but it was an okay season. And then Season 7, it's like the writing just went out the window towards the end of this. They had a few key things they knew they wanted to do to set up the final season in Season 8, and then they just threw in some crap on top of it. The arsonist, Isaac, all that crap. It just kind of, it was bad writing. And I missed the earlier seasons when you would have little stories for the characters like Batista, Masuka, Quinn, and they all felt like they were really well-developed characters. And this season they got nothing. And I don't know, it just definitely didn't really care much for this entire season. I'm not saying it was terrible or anything. I still think it's better than Season 5. But yeah, the Hannah McKay stuff, Dexter messing up and really just not being as thorough as he used to be when making sure he didn't run into a trap. Here he was just kind of doing whatever the hell he wanted to and was really on the verge of getting sent to prison for the rest of his life, and he still continued to make these mistakes. So it was just a really weird episode and a really weird season altogether. But anyways, the episode starts off with Dexter going to see Hannah in prison. She says she's not going to tell anyone about him. They kiss, she bites his lip. She calls her friend Arlene and asks her to help her because she can't take it in prison, and Arlene owes her because she killed the counselor for whatever. So Hannah says that, oh, actually, Dexter's at his apartment with Harrison and Jamie, and Harrison says he misses Hannah. Smart move there, taking a killer around your son. But LaGuerta shows up with the cops. She has Dexter arrested for Hector Estrada's murder. So at the station, everyone's freaking out about this. LaGuerta interrogates Dexter, but he talks his way out of it. He makes it look like she's just has all this guilt over Dokes, and she's just trying to blame someone. He makes LaGuerta look crazy. And then we get some flashbacks with Dokes. Now these were awesome. I loved all of these. They didn't tell us anything we didn't already know, but it was cool to see Dokes again, and they were really funny. LaGuerta's trying to save her job. Batista says that he's having a retirement party, and Dexter will be there. She should come and apologize. Maybe Dexter will say this was all a misunderstanding and just let bygones be bygones. So at Hannah's court hearing, Arlene shows up. Hannah pleads not guilty, and as she's leaving, Arlene slips her a pill right in the middle of the courthouse while a cop is holding onto her arm, and she takes it and leaves. And on her way back to the prison, she starts going into these convulsions, and they take her to the hospital. LaGuerta shows Deborah a DVD of her pumping gas near the church the night it burned down. So Deborah acts like this is nothing, she was just getting gas, but she knows LaGuerta's onto her now. And LaGuerta's going to take her down and Dexter down. And after all that crapper, Deborah's like, "What are you doing, LaGuerta? What the fuck is going on here? Why are you bringing Dexter in?" When Deborah knows he's the Bay Harbor Butcher and LaGuerta's close to catching him. After all that, LaGuerta shows her that DVD, and I was like, hell yeah, what now? What do you have to say to explain this crap? So Dexter finds Estrada in a park. He tranquilizes him. He puts him in his trunk, and he goes to meet Deborah. And he tells her to try and act normal, and he will deal with LaGuerta. Hannah McKay is in the hospital. She escapes. Dexter is searching LaGuerta's house and finds warrants to track his phone, track Deborah's phone, and which will show that they were both at the church that night. So now he's thinking he's got to kill LaGuerta. And she doesn't follow his code, like that's such a big deal. He's killed people who don't follow the code before. It's not the end of the world. I mean, you remember when Rita died in season 5? It started off and he was trying to deal with her death and he was going to escape, and then he killed that dude in the bathroom. That guy didn't meet the code. He was just a random guy in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Dexter killed him. And it didn't ruin his life or anything. So another Dokes flashback where he says Dexter glides around here like a lizard on ice. And he's not buying his act, and he says, "You are one creep motherfucker." So Dexter has Estrada in the cargo container, and he has Estrada call LaGuerta and tell her that he's in the cargo container, he needs her help. And LaGuerta rushes over there, doesn't call for backup, nothing. Like, Dexter's going to kill this guy, and he was just able to escape long enough to call LaGuerta. How would he even have her phone number? None of this sends off any red flags for LaGuerta, which was insane. So Estrada asks Dexter, "What are you?" And he says, "I'm just a creep motherfucker," and he kills him. So Deborah realizes Dexter's going to try and kill LaGuerta. She rushes to the shipyard. Dexter tranquilizes LaGuerta with half a dose so that she can make it look like, so he can make it look like LaGuerta and Estrada killed each other. So that's his big plan here, to escape all of this. Which, knowing the Miami Police Department on this show, would probably work. They'll believe anything. Deborah shows up. She's got Dexter at gunpoint. She's not sure what's going on, but she doesn't want him to kill LaGuerta. LaGuerta starts to come to, and she says, "Deborah, shoot him. End this. Put him down." And of course, Deborah, being a rational person that she is, shoots LaGuerta and kills her. So they go back to the Batista's party, and that's it. Nothing changes. Everything's just the same. They're going to buy this bullshit story that Estrada and LaGuerta killed each other in the final season. Who knows? I really expected something major. I know a lot of other fans expected something major, a manhunt set up for the final season, something. But for Deborah just to kill LaGuerta, and now the big cliffhanger is, oh my god, Deborah's a killer now too? Who gives a shit? So that's how it ended. I don't know what they're going to do for the final season. I pray it's good. But Hannah McKay's still out there, so God knows she's going to be in the final season yet again. And it's like, oh my God, here we go again. So that's my review of the final episode of Dexter, Season 7, Episode 12, Surprise Motherfucker. And it really wasn't a big surprise. It was kind of a shitty surprise. Pretty lame episode all around. But anyways, that's my review. Hope you guys liked the video. I'm sure people are going to have their own opinions about this and say it was a great episode, a great season. I'm sure a lot of people probably just now started watching Dexter. They went out and bought all the seasons on DVD. They watch them back to back, and then they watch the show and they love it. But it's really not that way for me. I've watched the show for years now, and when you wait all year for a season and it doesn't deliver like it used to, you're not happy. So anyways, that's my thoughts on this episode. Leave your thoughts on this week's episode in the comments, and thanks for watching.